Welcome everybody, it's another edition of my vlog, Loud and Queer. Anyway, where's the, this is the beauty of vlogging. I can wear whatever I choose. I can also do things like change out of the tank top that I realized I was wearing for the last video. What kind of gay am I? Shablam. What would people think if they ever found out that I was wearing the same outfit in 2 videos? Be the laughing stock of the community. I'd have to give back my sash and crown. Anyway, I was talking with a really good friend of mine, and he asked me a question that I don't think anyone's ever asked of me. First, he asked me, "Are you still dating that guy?" To which he is referring to someone that I was dating last year. And spoiler alert, we broke up. This time last year, a lot of things were starting to overturn themselves. Back then, it really wasn't so much clearing out all of the BS. I hated her so much as it was burning the entire house down to the ground. Flames, watching it just burn to cinders. Flames on the side of my face, and then from the ashes, rebuilding an entire foundation of a new house to then create a new structure. And let me tell you, that is exhausting. Preheating, seething. This time last year marks a very strong demarcation from who I was to who I was meant to be. I have done so much for myself. I mean, I started digging deeper into therapy, and I started getting myself onto some medications. I started seriously practicing meditation. I was taking more time investing in myself. I started working out. Never in my entire life thought I would pay someone to train my body to do things. I mean, I can honestly say that I feel good about my body. Here comes the smolder. And a lot of this came up today, of all days. All of that is neither here nor there. And there's a lot of names that I'm not going to bring up and a lot of things that I want to talk about because they're not important anymore. I've moved on from that. What was interesting was he asked me, "What lesson have you learned from that relationship?" I don't think anyone's ever really asked me that question, and it was really strange, but I could finally say that I learned something from all of that. I guess what I've learned is that I truly am worth more than what I give myself credit. You may think that it's pompous to tell yourself that you're amazing, but there's actually a lot of power in that. People forget that when you tell yourself that you're amazing, that you really do start to believe it. I actually have sticky notes on my computer. The more you write it, the more you read it. The more you see it, the more you believe it. And I have things like this little gem right here. It says, "You are enough." Because guess what? It's true. If you want to see genuine change in your life, you have to be willing to believe the things that you want to be. And you have to start becoming those things. Rather than saying, "I will," say, "I am." And the greatest way to start off with that is, you are worth more than you think. Yup. Tell yourself every day, stare in the mirror, look yourself dead in the eyes and say, "You are worth more." Then give yourself a giant hug. And thank yourself for being alive and sticking with it and getting further than you have ever gotten before in your entire life. Do that every single morning for the rest of your life. And one day, it's going to be easier to say it to yourself when you're walking down the street. It is exhausting being impassioned. As always, when I'm talking about such major turnarounds in my life, I mention this book. This book was ironically given to me by a friend of the now ex. That being said, it's a wonderful read. It's a very good book. Good book. Good book. Stay. Stay. Play dead. It is called Getting Unstuck, Unraveling the Knot of Attention, Depression, and Trauma. As I've mentioned before, I have been diagnosed with ADD. This book helped put a lot of things in perspective. Go read it. Just go. Go. You have to read this book. It is amazing. It is life-changing. It will help you. Please, just read the book. Because reading is what? Required by state benchmarks. Anyway, thank you for stopping by today. I'm so glad you could stop by today. As always, I encourage you, please, leave your comments and questions and grievances and treatises of war in the comment sections below. Please subscribe to my channel and keep looking for me on Facebook and Instagram and Twitter for upcoming performances. I hope to see you all soon. Love and kisses from your missus. It is a full moon. I am wolfing out over here. Barely a week from a gig, and she's already turned it into a man. It's a man, Maury.